Well, fancy meeting you here. What are you here for? Well, I'm here to announce the animal council happening. Well, that's what I came to do as well. Well, I guess I might have beat you to it then. Well, only because I asked. If I had my wits about me, I would have said, hear ye, come all to the great animal council in the sky, kind of thing. Well, it's not necessarily in the sky, is it? No, I suppose it's on the web, the great web of life. I suppose that's what you mean. Well, yes, folks, welcome to the first annual ever Animal Council. I'm sure you're all just waiting on the edge of your seats to find out when it's going to be, right? Just when is it going to be? Well, I don't know, I thought you knew. Well, it's a TBA, you know what I mean? To be announced. When's that happening? Well, any month now. Well, it could be as months away, huh? Anything's possible, right? I mean, it all depends on how you look at it. Yes, I suppose you got those eagle eyes to look at them with. You got that right, buddy. I can see for miles and miles and miles and miles, and I can see right through, yeah. Well, that's pretty powerful stuff. I'm just sort of a humble forest creature, just kind of likes to hang out in the forest and, look at the little lichens and the little plants and the bark on the trees and, all the gnarled branches and stuff. And then I think, oh, this is paradise, I mean, what more can you ask for? And then, well, things change. Yeah, you got that right. I mean, trees come down, they don't go back so fast. And, see, you move into a nice neighborhood and then suddenly it's all gone. And you say, well, geez, what am I going to do now? I guess you have to move on, right? I guess that's right. And I have to move on, too, sometimes, You never know, there could be some big mine or something happening on the hillside, and your family was living there in happiness for generations, mind you, and then you have to get up and go out and look around for a home, homeless again, we call us, but then I like to take care of my friends, my pack, as it were. Yeah, so you're lucky to have all those friends. Us eagles, we just sort of look at each other and passing by and trying to flap our wings, and we might smile or we might not, and sometimes the real snooty ones don't even look at you, they just fly on by. Oh, well, you avian types, you got your own set of problems, that's for sure. Well, yeah, I suppose. We're not talking eagle splat here, right? Well, that was funny, wasn't it? Yes, eagle splat, you gotta watch out for the crow splat, you never know when that stuff's gonna hit you. Well, I reserve mine for under the tree branches and then, just a good solid stream of beautiful white salt of the earth kind of thing, It's called the baking soda of nature. You don't say, huh? Baking soda of nature. Huh? Well, that's quite silly. What's silly about it, exactly? Well, yeah, I suppose, that's what we're all really good for in the end is just fertilizer, right? Well, I never thought about that. Well, us more vulnerable types have to think about it. I mean, like wolf meat is good and wolf pelts are good, but eagles, nobody's going to eat all that fishy meat or anything. No, of course not. What are you talking about? I've never heard of such a thing as being eaten. Well, you're really talking to somebody who gets eaten on a regular basis, and killed for his furs and everything else. You're always hanging out, you hide, and you don't let yourself be seen until you're ready to be seen, you know what I mean? Well, you're kind of a poet, huh? Well, I get a little carried away sometimes, I suppose. Well, I suppose everyone does, Well, I just like to catch a few updrafts, and just fly out free and, think far out thoughts and look through things and into people's backyards, looking for the stray pet that might be ready to be heading for the promised land, you know what I mean? That's what I was talking about, heading for the promised land is what we wolf people do best, because, like I said, we are kind of desirable types. In an undesirable sort of way, if you know what I mean. Yes, I'm aware of these kinds of things, I hadn't really thought about it. Well, maybe we can bring it up at the Animal Council. Good point. I don't know what the heck they're talking about these days, mankind is just sort of taking over, and we're all just fugitives, and again, except for the eagles, of course, we're a protected species, mind you. Yeah, you lucky dogs. That's because nobody wants to eat your flesh, right? I never thought about it like that. Really, sir. Yeah, well, when you're a wolf, you know what I mean? It's just no getting around it, and that's what you have to put up with in the world, is being like who you are, you know what I mean? Well, that is profound, isn't it? Yes, very profound. That's the way it is for us critters, we don't really expect, the Gilded Coffin team come knocking on our door, really. The Gilded Coffin team, well, yes, it's kind of a club. Yes, I'm sort of familiar with the concept of, taking it all with you when you go, right? But then really, we don't have much at all, so there's no real concern about that. Yeah, you got that right, yeah. Oh, well, I wouldn't mind, riding off into the sunset on a little raft on flames, my spirit moving off into the clouds and the sky and the universe with all the swirling gases and galaxies. And hey, you're getting a little carried away, aren't you? Well, a person's got to be able to dream big, right? Dreaming big, are we? That's right. This council is gonna revolutionize the world, How's that? Well, because, they're gonna talk about things, that's kind of unusual, isn't it? Those people don't really like to talk about things, they just like to talk. That's right. The less important it is, the better. That's right. Important stuff is like taboo, right? That's right. But we're going to change all that. We're going to have a, like a big discussion where everybody stands up and says their truth, and then everybody goes, yeah, and stamp their feet. And, I think it's going to take more than a few, councils. It's going to take, like a kind of a fun thing to do. I'm sure we can have a good time just being ourselves, so to speak, and improvising. Is that what we're doing? Improvising. Oh, it's almost like real life, Well, now that you mention it, you're right. It is kind of just like real life. I mean, you don't know what you're going to say before you say it in real life, do you? I didn't think so. Not usually, but sometimes. Yes, well, of course. Details, it's not really crazy. But, Well, listen, haven't you about had enough of this banter, don't you have any cubs to take care of, or, old ladies back at the cave that need to be tended, we got the word out, the Animal Council, everybody can be a part, and things like that. Well, I'm not sure that the details are all worked out yet. Well, it's the devil's in the details, and we don't want him around, right? No, you mentioned it. No, the devil. I don't even know what the heck that means, except that, some people don't seem to get it right, you know what I mean? I don't know why. Something on the spirit realm is bothering them. Yes, we'd have to journey into the spirit realm and find out what they're going to do.